Hey guys, in this video we are going to be making the Paper Dream main base B, which is the 4x6 landscape version this time, and I thought it would be fun to use some Project Life cards. I found these at Hobby Lobby and I've had them for a little while because I've been planning to do this video for a while, even before I was finished getting my Paper Dream ready for the internet. I had bought these and actually got them on sale. I think they were clearancing them out. Oh, it's not going to focus. But they were clearancing them out for $7.79. So originally they were $12.99, but with your 40% off coupon, that's not so bad. But anyway, I thought it would be fun to use the Project Life sets because I wonder if this one has a name. This one has gold foil on everything. I don't really see a name. It's by American Crafts. Nope, not really. I don't really see a name. But the cards are 4x6 and they have two sizes of cards, 4x6 and 3x4, and I thought it would be fun to make an album with just these. So I decided to use white cardstock as the main base and then to use craft cardstock as the secondary mat. So this is from Hobby Lobby. This is Paper Studio. I like this one and I like the Recollections craft cardstock as well, but I don't have any Recollections, so I'm just going to use this. And then we're just going to use the Project Life cards. So I have tried to prepare as much as I could. And I'm going to try to do a lot of stuff off camera so I don't have to make this, 5 different videos, because it's it's meant to be quick and easy and fast, and a kind of a simple, a more simple way to do this type of mini album. So I'm going to tell you the pages. We're going to make 3 pages, and these are the pages that you need to print out. So you need 3 of page number 4, which is the main base B, and we're going to do it landscape, which means you're going to cut those 2 flaps off instead of those 2 like we did in the last set of videos. So you need 3 of page 4, and then you need 1 of page 5, which is this pocket and this gift card envelope, and we're going to be using those on 2 different pages. And then you need 2 of page 8, which is the main base C. We're going to use that on 2 different pages. It might be 3. I don't know. I thought I planned it out, but I forget. Oh, and then we also need 1 of page 9, which is an envelope and a pocket, so we're going to be using both of those. And then you're going to need 1 of page 2. Now page 2 is the main base for the 6x6 size, but we're going to use this and we're going to cut it in half and use it as a pocket flap type deal. So those are the pages that you need to print out just to make the pages. So that's not too bad. That's what, 8 pages? 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 8 pages. I've printed all of them out already on white cardstock, and the rest of them are traceable templates or the Project Life cards, so you don't need to print those out. And then when the covers and the spines and all that and the binding, we'll do that in another video. So what I've already done, let me set that aside, is I've cut out all the main base pages so they look like this. So it's like this on the paper, on the page before you cut it out, and then there's a flap here and a flap here. So I cut those 2 off and then separated the 2 pieces, and then I scored on each one of those lines and added some score tape. I always use score tape when I'm constructing a page, but I am going to use my ATG gun to attach the secondary mats and stuff like that. So we're not going to put this one together yet because, let me scooch this stuff out of the way. What we're going to do is we're going to add some things as the flaps before we had put these 2 together. I'll show you what I mean. Let me grab them. Okay, so for this first page, besides the main base page, page number 4, we are going to need the pocket on page number 5 and page number 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 flaps on this front of the first page. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. I've got so much stuff sitting around again. going to grab my paper trimmer. This is a Fiskars heavy duty rotary paper trimmer. And I'm going to cut these two side flaps off. Just like that. And I'm going to trim this end off here. So that's going to be a flap, and then I'm also going to use this right here as a flap. So I'm going to cut these apart. And then I'm going to trim this out where there's just one flap. This is a square, so it doesn't really matter which flap you keep. Unless you're printing it onto pattern paper, that of course then it matters. Just like that. Remove this. Oh, I've already grabbed some different things I'm going to use in the book as well. So then what you want to do is you want to score it right here. And then score this one right there. This is a Martha Stewart scoreboard. And then you also want to tab the corners just a little bit. And fold them over. Burnish it a little. And then I'm going to ink it up first. So I'm using Ranger Archival ink and coffee. And I'm going to do both front and back because these are both going to be flips. And then I'm going to add tape to one side of this flap. And I'm going to be using score tape. You could use whatever double-sided adhesive, strong double-sided adhesive that you have. Or if you want to use liquid glue, you can use that too. Like Fabri-Tac or something like that. And then we'll be right back. Alright, so I've got everything inked and scored, and I just wanted to point out too that the white cardstock is the only thing I'm going to ink. I'm not going to ink the craft cardstock or the Project Life cards. So let me get this back over here. Oh, I didn't ink this one up. Just a quick little something. So what I want to do is I want to put a flap on the top and then a flap on the bottom, okay? So I'm going to add the flap on the top first. And this is before I've stuck it together. So this is the one without the flaps. So I'm going to remove the backing from there. I'm going to use that glue stick, whoa, to give myself just a little bit longer to be able to move it around a little bit. And then I'm just going to try to, I think I'll do it like this. I'm just going to try to line up the two ends here as best I can without going over that score mark. And hopefully I got it on there straight. Pretty good. Look at where I got the ink. I got little bits of ink, or not ink, from my blending tool. Got a little bit on there. And then I'm going to take this little square guy and same thing. I'm going to put a little bit of glue stick right there. And then I'm going to put him down here and I'm going to off center it just a little bit. Maybe right there. And then it's going to flip up like this. Okay. So there's the front side, and then we can go ahead and attach these two together. So you can now, the reason I showed that to you is because you can also take this exact same idea and you can put this on top, and you really won't see that big of a, you know, it won't be that big of a difference, I guess. But this way it's nice and neat and tidy, and you know, nothing weird shows. So you can do it both ways. So if you've already made your main base pages, you can, you know, and it's an afterthought, it's totally fine. You can totally do that way too. Okay, so now I'm going to attach it to this. Take the backing off. of the tape. I'm gonna go ahead and do both. I'm gonna do a little bit of glue stick. And then I'm gonna attach it together. It doesn't really matter right now because there's no pattern paper of which side is which. So I'm just gonna try to match it up as best I can on both. And it looks like I did not do a very good job trimming. You know, that happens to me every video. I get in a hurry and I either score it wrong or trim it wrong because look at that. Look at that. That's okay. You know how to fix that? I'll show you. Just right there. Bam. It's gone. Can't make a mistake with this type of mini album making. I'm telling you. Okay. I need to get a new blending thingy from my tool there. Okay, so this is the front, and then on the back side, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece here, and we're going to make a pocket and a flap. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to separate it right here. That's where I want you to cut. So you just separate the two, and then what's going to happen is we're going to leave this on to attach as this is going to be the flap. So we're going to leave this on to attach to the main base. So I'm going to trim these out, and I'm going to trim this out all the way around, leaving all three of those flaps, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I've got them trimmed out, inked, and I've put the tape on it. See where I'm talking about right there? I just angled it the other way so that I've still got that flap that I can attach onto the main base. So, whoops. So the main base is when it looks like this. If you're making it exactly like mine, anyways, when it looks like this, you just want to flip it right over. Boop. And then we are going to stick the pocket on one side and the flap on the other. Okay. So the pocket is going to go on this side. So I'm just going to try to line that up just right. Pretty good. And then the flap is going to go on this side. So I'm going to remove the tape backing, and then I'm going to add my Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby glue stick over top. And then I am going to actually be putting it right there. That's where the insert's going to come out at. Oops. I put my fingers in the right spot. That's where the side pocket insert will be right there, and this is where the spine will be. So I want it to be coming out of there. I want it inside of there. I guess I could have put it on here before I attached the two together. It's one of those things, but since it's going inside there, it should be just fine. And then there's that attached. So now it looks like this. The flap opens this way, and then there's a pocket here. Alright, for the second page, there's the first page. I'm going to set it aside. And for the second page, whoops, we are going to need, I already put the main base together, so there's page number 4. We're going to need that page number 2, and then page number 8. We're just going to use this part of page number 8. So for the front side, oh, we're also going to need the tall envelope from page number 9, I think. I think it's number 9. Yeah. We're going to use that tall envelope too, which I've already cut out, obviously. So what I'm going to do is, this is page number 2 that I've trimmed out all the way around, left all the flaps on. I'm going to cut this sucker directly in half, and I'm going to use it as a pocket and a flap on the same page. And I'm just going to cut it in half. Okay, so that's one part of it, and then another part is going to be this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this bottom pocket off, and we're going to use that on the third page. And then I'm also going to cut this piece out, and I left that flap on there. I'm not sure if I need that or not, but I don't need it on this piece. And what I'm going to use this for is a belly band, and that's where the envelope is going to go into. So I need to finish trimming this out. So I'm going to finish trimming this out. Oh, one more thing. One of these pocket, this is a pocket. This one is going to be a flap. So I need to trim both of these side flaps off. Just like that. Try to do it straight. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and score these and ink these and get tape on them, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got everything taped and inked and ready to go. Here's the main base. So remember how I said on this page, the first page, you know, I stuck the flaps on before I attached the main base together. Well, in this case, I forgot that that's what I was doing. And so I'm going to show you, let's put the pocket on first. I'm going to take this backing off of this tape here. And then a little bit of glue stick. And I'm just going to line it up with this bottom part here, best I can. It looks pretty good. I might have shifted it just slightly. Nope, looks fine. So there's the pocket. And then for this one, since I forgot that I was going to be putting a flap, instead of putting it, you know, on the back side of this page before I put it together, before I put the main base together, I'm going to stick it on top. So here's how to do that, and then I'll show you the difference in the way they look. And once we get like the mats on and stuff, you know, you'll be able to really tell if it matters or not to you. So I'm just going to line it up to the top part here and attach it down. So now we have that. So there's going to be a mat there, so I'm not too terribly concerned about it. I might want to maybe try to hit that edge with a little bit of ink. Oh, I got me a new blendy tool out. Maybe even, since I did it that way, maybe even ink this side of that score there, just so maybe it looks more uniform, not as noticeable. I think that helped just a little bit. So this is what it looks like when you put it on top of the page, and this is what it looks like when you put it behind the page. So one's obviously cleaner than the other, but again, when you have an afterthought, this is perfect because it's really not that big of a deal. Okay, so that's the front. So that was the page number 2 that we cut in half. So here's a flap and a pocket, right? So then we're going to flip it over and we're going to add the main base C as a belly band, just like that. So I'm going to take the backing off of this tape. Oh. And then I put glue stick on each one, and I'm going to try to, you guys know how I stink at getting to the center of things, so I'm just going to try, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, it's fine. Well, it's a little off, but it's just going to have to work. And then that's just as simple as that. So this is what's going into the belly band. And what did I say this page was? Page number 9? I think so. I've already inked it where it needs to be inked, and I put tape and scored and all that. So I am going to put this together real quick and take off the backing of the tape and close it up. Just like that. So then this is going to go, I forget which way I'm going to do it, but it's going to go into that belly band just like that. Okay, so that's the second page. Let me get the third page stuff out and I'll be back. Alright, the third page is the main base, page number 4. Oh, I thought I glued it together. I'm already put it together. I thought I glued it together in the middle somehow. And then we're just going to use the rest of the leftover bits from the other 2 pages that we didn't use on the other 2 pages. This is going to go into a pocket. This one is going to be a pocket. This one is going to be a flap. And this one is going to be a flap. So how we're going to achieve that is, let me move this out of the way and get the paper trimmer. So I'm going to do a landscape flap this time. So I am going to cut that flap off there. And I'm going to cut this side off here. Whoops, didn't trim it very good. I'm going to leave this side on because I want to have that flap to attach. And I'm going to cut that off. So this is, and then we're gonna angle it like this. You could cut more of that excess paper off if you want to. It's up to you. So we got that. So that's gonna be a flap, and it's gonna go on this side. So it's gonna flap over this way. And then this isn't gonna be a pocket. This is going to also be a flap. And again, this is a square, so just pick whichever two flaps you want to chop off. So I'm going to chop those two off. Just like that. And then I'm going to trim this end off. And I'm going to go ahead and score and ink and get the tape ready for these. Oh no, I got one more thing. And I am going to make this one a pocket. So it's going to go, I think it's going to go on this, yeah. And it's going to be a portrait style pocket. So I'm going to cut one end off, or maybe this end. I'm going to cut this end off here and trim it out fully, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I've got all the components ready. So here's the main base and the two flaps in the pocket, and then the gift card envelope is going in the pocket. So I think the way I'm going to do this is have this one on this side and this one on this side, and I'm going to line them up. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to line them up. So I'm going to do it like that. So I'm going to take the tape backing off of this side. Again, these are all inked and scored and taped off camera, just to try to save some time. Use my glue stick. And for this first one, I'm not going to be bothered too much where it goes. It's the second one that I've got to try to line up with the first one. So that one's going to go there. And then this one, I'm going to take this off. Glue stick. So what I want to try to do is, I don't know if how well I'm going to be able to do this. We'll see. I'm just going to try not to push it down. But I want it to line up pretty good. I hope that did it. And you do it whichever way feels most comfortable for you to try to line that up. But it did pretty good. It did pretty good. So there's that. So then on the longer flap, I'm going to put this pocket. I'm taking the backing off here. And a little bit of glue stick. And then I'm going to put it down here. Now you need to be careful not to go over the score line. Give it a little bit of room so that it'll fold over back on itself nicely. And stick that there. Push it down a little bit so when it folds over, it should. Yes, it sticks down really nice, or lays down pretty nice. Okay, so in this pocket is going to go this gift card envelope. So I'm going to go ahead and take the backing off of these tapes. This tape, close it up. It's already been inked. And so this is going to go here like this. And then I think, since I'm using the Project Life cards, I think I'm just going to leave this blank. And maybe it'll be like a place where you can recap what happened. If it's a baby shower or an event or a day at the beach or something like that, you can just recap. I'm going to try to find a card that you can write, you know, on, where it's got a lot of room to write. So I'm just going to leave that plain. So there's the three main bases of the pages, which is pretty cool. We used we printed out 8 pages. Remember, we used everything on each page. So I think next we'll be doing the secondary mat and the Project Life cards on the pages. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.